We have seen pre-sales coming back strong in crypto, as it gives you the best opportunity to get into a project early while it's still launching to then benefit from the pretty big multiplier between current price in the ongoing rounds and stages up until listing price. Now in here for BasePerp, we will cover what it's about, what their plan is, their audit, their tokenomics, all the good stuff, with them also being audited by both Hacken as well as coins sold, and I thought might be something for you. Links for all of this down below. One thing to mention up front, just like we have Hyperliquid that went insane, we have Aster that went insane. Something that we shouldn't forget is that Ethereum also started out as an ICO back in the day. I think you could buy this for like $1.70 or like 70 cents even in the first rounds, and then it launched with like a 2x multiplier for early people that got in. And since then it went up by 111,000%, so you never know how high a presale and ICO goes, just to mention that up front. Now, like the name suggests, Base for the chain, Perp for perpetuals. You can trade perps on Base with no upfront fees, fast execution and transparent liquidity mechanics. The presale of their token is live, called BasePerp. Join early, become part of the first Base native perpetual exchange. Personally, I like Base as a chain the most, because things are basically instant and basically free. So it makes the most sense to build something on top of that technology, the functionalities behind it, all that good stuff. Now they say it's true on-chain trading with pure transparency, self-custody, powered by Base and instant settlements. And with 1/4 of all the tokens available just being here for the public sale, this is something where a large chunk is going to be given to just people that get in right now. They also got 12% for both ecosystem growth as well as community incentives, 6% for the reserve, 2% for airdrops and bug bounties in the future, 16% for the team, 15% for liquidity, and 12% in growth programs, fairly even split across all different categories. Now the roadmap, as we're in Q1 now, is to verify some core trading functionality, liquidity performance, going into the official release around Q3, and then see beyond what else happens, some staking, some rewards, some additional expansion of that whole system. Right now the token sits at about half a cent in value and is going to go up by a few percent in the next round, even though it doesn't seem like a lot, because in both cases it's less than 1 cent per token. That's still a slight increase with a pretty big multiplier later when it officially launches, as a 1% in that stage with like a 30x also means a 30% change in price growth. They were also mentioned on a couple different news outlets, including ADVFN, Benzinga, Reuters, talking about how they surpassed their $1 million benchmark just recently and being the first perpetual DEX on Base. Links for the articles on their site if you want to read about that in detail. The co-founder of BitMax also mentioned when it comes to perps that they are the purest form of crypto. There's no custody, programmable liquidity, that's the money flows. This market still has a pretty big runway. And Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, mentioned the exact same thing just a couple months ago. The token sales are back. Considering that market is recovering, we're back at like 90k, 91k in Bitcoin. Finally had an entire week of just going up, being fairly green. The question is for people that get into crypto now, maybe for the first time ever after Christmas, what do you get? Because if you want to have 1 Bitcoin, that's kind of expensive. If you want to have, let's say $50 or $100 in a token that comes up, that is something that you could get at the current price. And with most people being more focused on decentralized options for centralized existing businesses, so instead of having one exchange, you simply have your own wallet in your own custody, and then all the benefits from an exchange as a DeFi super app. It gives you control without going through KYC, signing up to different exchanges, having all the documents there, your money stored there, and then something like FTX happens. Just something to keep in mind. Now, based on the documents page, 15% of all the tokens that are sold are being unlocked at TGE. However, at the estimated amount of the launching price, that's like a 30x growth, give or take alone until then, and then you never know how high it can go. Hyperliquid peaked at like 11 billion or 15 billion in market cap, and soon after that we had Aster, which went up to like $2 and like 20 cents, with volume of like 2.5 billion in a single day just a few months ago. And that narrative is going to stay and come back for sure, just on a couple different chains and different formats. We also had CZ mention that he's not a trader, he buys and holds, which is why he bought Aster a few months ago, because he sees the vision long term. He bought BNB in the first month of its TGE and held all of it Some people see things long term that others don't. Now, in order to join the presale on their page, you simply connect your wallet and then you select both chain as well as the currency you like. For example, you can use ETH on different chains, including Arbitrum, Base, of course, and Optimism. You can use BNB, Polygon as well, USDT on different chains. Meaning, let's say you have USDT on the Binance Smart Chain. We have to put in $50 right now. That's almost 10,000 tokens alone. And depending on how much you put in, there are additional bonuses where down here, if you put in 2.3k total, that is a additional bonus of 13%, which is the maximum bonus for that. And then you can also enter a referral code, click the link down below, all the good stuff, or even directly purchase that by simply sending it to the addresses mentioned down here. And then the tokens, once they launch, will be sent to you. And you never know. We'll see how everything in here goes when it comes to perpetual DEXs, how they perform, because the future is pretty bright for all of them. That being said, links to everything down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.